Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K Facebook Live video, and I'm just out here on my Facebook page, hopefully live where I should be, which it looks like I am. It's just going to take me a second to pull up comments here to make sure that I can see what's going on. So hope that you're all doing well on a Tuesday afternoon. It's pouring rain here all of a sudden, just kind of out of the blue. We started with this huge downpour, and there's like lightning and thunder and everything. So hopefully it won't cause too much trouble during the video. Hopefully I'll be able to stay alive, and the power won't go out or anything crazy. But I'll let you know if it does. I'll be able to stay on for a minute or two after the power goes live, or power goes out if it does. But otherwise, we'll finish up at some point. So like I said, keep your fingers crossed that all will go well. Hi, Patricia. Thanks for hopping on today. So if you are here live and watching, feel free to leave a comment and let me know that you are here. And otherwise, if you're watching the replay, that is just awesome too. So, hey, Catherine. Yeah, it kind of came out of the blue. It was sprinkling a little bit, kind of off and on all day. And then all of a sudden, it's like it just opened up and started pouring. So, like I said, lightning and everything. So I'm kind of hoping that we're able to stay live through the whole thing. Hey, Nancy, thanks for joining today. So today I am playing a little bit with the Honeybee stamp set bundle, which is one from the current January to June 2020 mini catalog, and it's got a set of dies that go with it. And if you've been keeping an eye on anything, you know that these dies have been back ordered and turned off ordering for a really long time. Hey, Barbara, thanks for joining today. So it did get really dark here too all of a sudden, so it was kind of weird. So these dies have been turned off for ordering for a really long time, and they are finally back. They're back in stock. So if you don't have them yet, definitely jump on and get them. The retiring list is actually posting tomorrow. So we will find out tomorrow at 1 o'clock Mountain Time if this set is carrying over, which I'm hoping it is, because I know it's been a huge favorite for many people. So I'm hoping that this set will carry over into the next catalog, but we will find out for sure tomorrow. So if you really want to make sure that you're going to get this bundle, I would get it today, because in the event that it gets shut off, I know that the only, once it's on the retiring list, if it should be on the retiring list, it will only be while supplies last, and I know that these will not last. So make sure that you get this ordered if you want it. So hey, Beth, thanks for joining. All right, so I'm going to set this aside really quickly while we get going on the card. And like I said, I'm going to try to hurry a little bit, so I'll try not to chatter too much, just because I'm afraid the power is probably going to go out. So, all right, so this is the card that we are making today. And actually, the designer series paper on the background, you may not recognize. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining. You may not recognize if you don't have it. It's actually from the Botanical Prints product medley. It has a pack of 6x6 designer series paper in it, and it is an awesome pack of paper. It's got black and white designs on one side, and then the other side has got black, white, and then one other color with it. There's crushed curry in it. There's some Old Olive in it. There's pretty peacocks. It's a great pack of designer series paper. So again, if you don't have it, it's in that product medley. And I just basically had some fun coloring the background of it with one of the Stampin' Blends markers. So I did a little bit of the coloring on this panel ahead of time, just because, there's only so much you can watch for coloring and it gets a little boring. So I used the Pineapple Punch Dark Stampin' Blends marker. And again, when I started, this was all just black and white stripes. And then I just took the wide end of the marker and just colored over the stripes here on the paper. And again, it's a really super simple thing to do. You don't really have to even be very nice about coloring and having, it doesn't really matter, because if you miss a couple spots, like I've got a few that are a little lighter here, you can just go back in with your marker and color right over it again, and you don't get the streaks and that sort of thing that you typically would get if you use a regular water-based marker. So since these are blending markers, they work really nicely for coloring on the background. So just going to finish up the last little bit here, last little stripe of white that's left on it. And again, it was Pineapple Punch Dark Stampin' Blends marker. And I'm going to give it a second before I put my marker away for good, and just make sure that I've got everything colored the way that I want it to be, which it looks like I do. So, all right. So it is really cool. So it's a good pack of paper, and I love that you can color the backgrounds. And actually, I did another card earlier that it was a black and white print of a floral, and we just colored in some of the flower pieces, and it turned out beautifully. So I mean, it's really pretty. Now the other side of this is actually lemons, so you can't see very well, but you can see the stripes of color a little bit through it. But so this is the other side of that designer series paper. And this piece, which of course I forgot to tell you to start off with, and I'll probably say it wrong anyway, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inches. And then I'm going to adhere that to a piece of basic black cardstock that should be cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use a little bit of snail, and hopefully I won't run out. I'm getting a little low on snail, so if I run out, I've got my little green glue right here handy so I can stick things down with that if I need to. There we go. All right. Hey, Karen, I'm glad you're here. No worries on being late. Hey, Sherry, glad you're here as well. So is it pouring where you are, Karen? I assume it probably is because I think it's pouring pretty much everywhere in New Jersey. I know where we are is definitely pouring. So, all right. Then the next thing that I did was, again, I pre-cut several of the things on here. This is from a little bit of Pineapple Punch Designer Series paper. And again, this is one of the in colors that will likely be retiring here at the end of the catalog. So if you make sure you're getting stocked up on your retiring in colors, which are Blueberry Bushel, Pineapple Punch, Call Me Clover, Grapefruit Grove, and Lovely Lipstick. So anything in those colors more than likely is going to retire at the end of the catalog. So make sure you're getting stocked up, particularly ink refills, cardstock. Those are usually the first two to go. And then any embellishments and any other fun stuff in those colors will probably be going away as well. So this is the die that I used, and again, it's from the Detailed Bees dies, which are now finally back in stock. Just ran it through the die cutting machine, super simple little die cut, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere it on here to the card front. I'm trying to figure out which way around. I guess it doesn't really matter how I adhered it on. I'm just going to go ahead. You know what I did? Just looking at this and going, I totally colored this all wrong. Oh boy. Anyway, so what I meant to do was color it yellow, white, and black. And well, today I guess I'm just giving myself a little coloring lesson in what not to do. I'm looking at it, I'm like, why does this look so different on here? Oh yeah, that's because I didn't skip the white lines in between. Oh boy, teach me to do stuff ahead. Well, we will just charge forward with it as it is. I'll try to use the color lifter later and see if I can get some of this off to make the stripes maybe a little bit lighter in yellow so that it doesn't look quite so weird. Gosh, I can't, I don't even know. It was the rain. That was it. The rain made me do it. It's not that I'm totally losing my mind. So I think this, being a teacher and a therapist and everything else here is sort of starting to make my mind go a little wacky. So, all right. So I got that, went ahead and adhered that piece on. And then I pre-cut a couple of squares, 3 of them to be exact, with the Stitched Shapes dies from Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down as well. It looks like a bumblebee. Okay, well, Karen says she's wondered what I was doing when I was coloring. That's what I get for talking and trying to plan things ahead of time, because normally I just sort of do stuff on the fly when I'm creating cards, and clearly it didn't work out as well today as it could have, but it is what it is. And like I said, I think that I'll be able to go back afterwards and use the color lifter and kind of pick up the color off of just to make it a little bit lighter. So gosh, I can't believe I did that. Anyway, if I can't laugh, I don't, I'd go crazy. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adhering the squares. I'm going to start with the center one. And what I've done is place this on my grid paper so that the darker line here is the center. So that will give me a little bit of a guide as to where to place my first square that I've got on here. So here's the center, and I'm just trying to sort of aim and hopefully get it fairly centered there. And then I'm going to take my other 2 squares and adhere them on the sides. Usually when I'm lining things up in groups of 3 like this, I usually will put the first piece down in the center and then kind of build out from there, because then I can make it be even along the edges. And as you'll probably notice, I'm not really sticking these down. Oop, and I think I just ran out of snail, so I'm going to have to switch over to the green glue. I'm not really sticking these down extremely well at this point, just because I want to make sure that I have everything laid out on here correctly before I press them down permanently. So, and make sure that I don't have any more boo-boos like I just did with the coloring of the background. So I think that looks like we're fairly even here. So I'm going to go ahead and give everything kind of a good squish down. So you can't remember what day it is? Okay, well, I'm glad that it's not just me that's totally going insane with all this, all this craziness. So yeah, I could do the honeycomb in black as well. That would probably work. So I'm sure that there's something I can do to fix it, because it looks a little crazy right now. So, all right. So we've got the three background pieces put down here. And I went ahead and pre-stamped a couple of bees here in Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I cut them out with the detailed bees dies. And I'm going to color their little bodies with the Pineapple Punch blends again. And I should have stopped and looked, because as I was coloring, I'm like, gosh, this just doesn't look right. It doesn't look the same, but oh well, I'm sure it's all fine. It's, it's all good. It was supposed to be striped. Yeah, it was supposed to be striped, but I was supposed to skip one of the stripes in between. So, oh well. All right, so this is the light Pineapple Punch marker, and I've colored the whole body of the bees with that. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark and just add a little bit of shading around the outside edge, and just kind of leave a little strip of the lighter color in the center, so hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, and Jason calls every day Blur's Day. That is pretty much what it is. So it's, like I said, it's trying to keep track and keep up with everything. I don't know, I'm telling you, I need the kids' schedule weekly in order to put me on the right day, because I know based on what they have on their schedules, what day it is, and it totally has got me all a mess, because their schedules are totally turned upside down as well. So, but like I said, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's sort of starting to lose their mind a little bit with all this craziness going on, and everybody sitting at home all day long. So just adhering the bees down with a couple little Stampin' Dimensionals. And again, I just use the half dimensionals because it holds them, in my opinion, just as well. And I like the size of those a little bit better. I know we have quite the discussions going frequently about whether we do or don't love it, but I love the half dimensionals. And you'd think that I'd love the small dimensionals, which I should, the mini ones, but I don't know why. I don't find those to be as useful. I like the size of these, and I like that they're a little bit longer and narrow. That's what I like about them. So there's that. Doing a little bit of stamping with the Honeybee stamp set, and I'm using the Thinking of You, Sweet Friend sentiment, and I'm going to go here. This is another one of those pieces from the product medley, from the Botanical Prints product medley. Just had a moment where I couldn't remember all of a sudden. Botanical Prints product medley, and just stamp that down on the little pre-cut sentiment piece, I guess, pre-cut banner, I guess is what I probably should call it. There are two sets of these, and actually there were larger little banners in there, and then the narrower ones. So this is another piece to that Botanical Prints product medley. So it's an awesome set of products. There are dies that go with it, the stamp set, it's got the designer series paper in it, there are embellishments, there's some ribbon. So it's a really, really, really great product. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of towards the back and hidden a little bit in the 2020 January to June mini catalog. So if you haven't seen it yet, go take a look at it. I think you'll like it as well. So you like the Pineapple Punch with the stripe? Okay, well, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's a little much on the yellow on this one. So, but yeah, we'll see kind of how it all ends up. So Karen's saying that she's loving the mini dimensionals and the half dimensionals. Okay, maybe at some point I'll learn to love those mini ones. But for me, for whatever reason, they're just kind of the wrong size for everything that I need. So I don't know why that is, but they are. So, all right, so just adhere that down with a couple little Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I've got some of the Happiness Blooms enamel dots, which again, I think these are likely going to retire. So if you love these, which I know I've used them like 1,000 times in the last couple of weeks, if you love these as much as I do, definitely get yourself a little pack of these, because they are great. They are mailable. Hey, Christine, no problem at all. So, and taking the Botanical Prints kit to North Carolina in May, that's definitely a good idea. You'll have a lot of fun playing with it. Like I said, it's a good set of products, and you can do a lot of things with it. I love that it has dies and stamps and everything that coordinates. So, all right, so there, I've got the little yellow dots put on again. Probably not perfectly, because probably should have put that one on a white line, but instead it's a yellow line, so we're just pretending like I didn't see that. And then we're going to adhere it onto the card front with a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals, or half Stampin' Dimensionals. And hey, Diane, I see that you're here, and thanks so much for joining. So, gosh, like I said, I sort of feel like a train wreck today. So, yeah, you missed the beginning of it if you guys are coming in late. I did a little goof when I was coloring and colored every single line yellow instead of every other line like I was supposed to do, because I was not paying attention and in a hurry, and that's what happens. So it should look like this, but instead it now looks like this. So it is what it is, and I'm going to try afterwards to use my color lifter and pick up some of that yellow to make it not quite so bright. And if I get it to work, I'll take a picture of it, and if I didn't, you'll never see the card again. So, all right, so there we go. We've got the card front is done. On the inside, I kept it pretty simple and just stamped a couple of the little bees. There is one other piece I forgot on the outside of the card that I'll go back and do in 1 second. With some Wink of Stella. So I'm going to stamp the little bees here up the side. You like the yellow more? Okay, all right. See, Shirley, I agree. I like that, the different sizes of dimensionals. There are certain things you just need certain sizes for, and some of them don't work, and some of them do. And so, I don't know. I like the narrow size on these. So we got the little bees stamped here, and while I'm letting those dry a second, I'm going to go back to the card front and do what I should have done to begin with. But see, I get busy talking. I put a little Wink of Stella on the wings of the bees, and my Wink of Stella is old, and the top doesn't work right. It doesn't come off when it's supposed to. So I've just got a little extra Wink of Stella-ing that I have to do here with the top of mine. I just have to give it a little extra pull on it to get the Wink of Stella to actually open up, because mine's old and grungy and I really probably need to replace it, but it's one of those things that I just haven't yet. So just adding a little bit of shimmer on the wings, which I'm sure you probably cannot see very well in the video, but you can definitely see it. In real life, it puts just a little tiny bit of sparkle on the wings, which I think is kind of cute and a little bit fun. So it's a good, hopefully, I don't know, like I said, I'm not sure if the light will catch it and you'll be able to see it on the video or not, but there's a little bit of shimmer on the wings, which is kind of fun and kind of pretty. So I love the bee bundle, and I'm hoping that it's going to carry over when we have the retiring list tomorrow. I'm hoping that I will see it not on that list, and that it'll be on the list of things that'll be in the new catalog, because I know it's been a huge favorite of many people, me included. So I will not be real happy if this one goes away. I'm sure there'll be awesome things that I'll learn to love instead of the bees, but I'm really, really, really hoping this one sticks around. So. And then again, just doing a little bit of coloring with Pineapple Punch Stampin' Blends on the bee bodies for the inside of the card. Going to use green glue since my snail just conked out and I don't have my replacement one here handy. So just use a little green glue to stick it to the inside of the card. And we will be done. All right. So there we go. The inside of the card, pretty simple. And then the outside of the card, just do a quick crease with the bone folder on it. And 2 cards, 2 options, I guess. Like I said, Karen says she's liking the all yellow better. I sort of like the yellow and white combination. So anyway, that's, so got 2 cards today, 2 options. Like I said, I kind of lean towards liking this one better, but if you like all the stripes colored, that's awesome too. You could also, again, if there's another color you want to use in your card that would coordinate, you can definitely color, every other line in here, whatever color. You can do it a rainbow of colors. That's the one nice thing about the black and white designer paper, is you can really color it to be anything that you'd like it to be. So. All right, well, thank you so much for joining today, and I apologize that I was sort of a train wreck. All sorts of issues happening today, and so thank you so much for joining today. I will plan to be back on Facebook Live next week, Tuesday, again at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and then I will plan to be live out on my YouTube page on Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, so hopefully I will see you both places. And again, keep an eye out on my blog tomorrow, which is stampwithamyk.com. As soon as I can get those retiring lists posted, I will. Again, it's 1 o'clock Mountain Time, so calculate that out to your time. Make sure that you know what time it's going to go live. And again, just a reminder that any products that are on that retiring list are only available while supplies last. So make sure that you check out the list early and grab up anything that you're wanting before it goes away. So that is all I had for today. Again, thanks so much for joining. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you soon.